Hello everyone, Joe Bishop, Bishop Backwoods Survival. Here today. This is like my second live chat today, and hopefully I'm figuring out how these things work. Got my Atlatl itself, which is your throwing board. It has a knocking point right here. That spur is cut into the board itself. Or you can, if you're making your own, you can glue one in using different materials. This is what my darts look like. What's up, Donald? All right, this is I'm getting chat now. This is your knocking point right there, and it goes into your Atlatl like so. I'm gonna throw a few. And my last one. Hey Nancy, how are you? All right, my last one. This is actually ain't been throwing good, and it's been one of my better darts, and I think it's just got too much give or something to it. So I'll walk up there and see what it looks like. Not too bad. That one might have killed it because it would have hit through the spine, or at least it would have went down. I could have got another dart in. That one's right in the vital. That one would end up in the vital. That was a miss. That probably would have killed it, and maybe that would have cut its throat. What's up, Paul? And no, I'm not a cop. I was in the, that's some Marine Corps emblem there. I'm gonna throw this, and this one ain't been throwing really well for me today. So I'm gonna do an easy throw. better. If y'all have any questions, ask, and I'll try to answer them best of my ability. But there's all kind of ways to make the Atlatl itself. And this one here I hold. I got the leather finger tabs in there. I put my finger in like that there. Finish off like that. You can carve these in, or you can make them out of bone or antler or another piece of wood and glue them in, or tie them on. It's all up to your preference. And I made this one here a couple of weeks ago, and actually been throwing really good for me. And I kind of like the natural look to it. It's got, if you look at the handle's all not even straight. I could have heated it up and straightened it out, but I kind of like how it felt whenever I was playing with it. What's up, Sasquatch? Out of all those, I had 2 misses, 1 wound, and 4 kills. Yeah, it's kind of. This is another one I made. And if you look at it, it feels good in the hand. It just ain't throwing really good for me. I think it might be a little too long for me. I think I need to cut it down. But I kind of like how it dipped up at the front. So I'm probably gonna have to cut this down probably about right there. Put me a leather spur on it. I'll throw it. Yeah, it throws. See how I'm throwing it, throwing down. I think it's because it's too long. By the time it's releasing, I'm already too far down. I'll throw it light and throw a little up. Yeah, still. I'm gonna choke up on it a little bit, see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, big difference. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to cut this thing back probably about right there. I just kind of like that, how it went up. But what I can do is I can cut this off at an angle and then come back here and cut another angle, and then I can move that up and I can glue it back and pin it, and I'll still have that part that I wanted on it. Yeah, choking up on it makes a lot of difference too. Yeah, normally I make my Atlatl from this part of my finger to right there at my armpit. And this one here is right there at my finger and past it. I probably should have cut it off there before I start cutting my knock in it, but hindsight's 20/20, right? Thank you, Augie. Nah, it's not as easy as it seems. And the more you play with it, the better off you get. A lot of people, whenever they throw, they go and they stop, and you really actually have to have that when you're back. You have to, like a baseball pitcher finishing off throwing. And once you start doing that, you'll get your darts will start flying really well. Your darts have to be spined to your throwing style. Because I got some darts that are really, really light, and I'll go grab it here in a minute. I'll show you. But I got some that are really, really stiff, and the lighter ones I have to throw easy, and the heavier ones I have to throw harder. So, and it's just, once you start understanding that, it makes throwing Atlatl darts a lot easier. So let me go grab some of these. Sorry about that. All right. You see how big around that thing is? That's my thumb there. And then you can see one of my lighter darts. Compare them. See how thick the bottom one is compared to that one? And this is actually made out of bamboo itself. And this is it's a bamboo, but it's called arrow cane. It's a lot lighter, a lot thinner wall. So, like when I throw one, when I throw my lighter one, I gotta throw it light. So I don't put a lot of effort in it. And then when I throw my heavier one, I gotta put a lot more effort in it, a lot heavier up front. But out in there, when it hits, it digs in deep. So, yeah, if you ever get a chance to throw an Atlatl, get out there and practice with it, because a lot of people, they look at it and they go, hey, that's pretty easy to throw. And it's really not hard to throw once you figure out what you have to do. And like I said, a lot of people, when they throw it, they're trying to be easy, and they'll hold the dart out like this here. And really, if you let that dart sit on there, I don't hold my dart at all. I kind of let it rest across my thumb or my finger like that. I hold my tip up so all the pressure's going back on my my knocking point. And I just step forward just like you're throwing a baseball. You don't have to step. Like if you're a hunting situation and you're up close, if you're stepping, you're probably going to scare your prey off. So you sit there and you can learn how to, you can flick it, but you still have to finish all the way through with that throw. I'm throwing about 20 yards, 18, 20 yards, but you can throw a lot farther. And just, you got to practice, get accurate with it. I can this thing around, hopefully it won't swing on me. Get out here in the middle of the road. Oops, sorry. Sorry y'all upside down for a minute. My camera tripod ain't the best in the world, so let's see what we're gonna do. This. Alright, that's probably about 35 yards or so. Got the distance, it just wasn't on. There we go. I'm in the target. Off to the left. In the target. Ooh, in the target. In the target. In the target. In the target. Oh, just shy of the target. Go ahead and walk up here and take a look at it. Look like the old Tarzan movies where they're running out to the boat and everything's hitting around them. But I had 5 on and 5 off target. Pretty good ways. don't look too bad. See if I can get my set this back up on the tripod. What's up, fork shooter? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this live video stuff. I got my rebuilt camera tripod, and this one's got a swivel on it, so sometimes it swivels. It swiveled upside down earlier. So. Yeah, a lot of people think you gotta throw these things really hard, but you don't, because there's so much weight behind one of these darts that just about any animal in the world, except for maybe an elephant and a rhinoceros and a whale, maybe, you only gotta make it in that deep to tickle his lung, and which is about 6 inches, and some was less. And what happens, you hit them. Anybody's ever hunted, most of the time they don't fall down right there when you hit them. Depends on where you hit them at. You hit them in the spine, a lot of times they do fall down. But what happens, it goes in, and you get them in their lung and vital, that thing starts running. This thing being so long, he's running, and that thing's wiggling the whole time. And he's hitting tree limbs, and then he falls down, and he rolls over, and he runs that thing up inside of him. And so you don't have to throw it really, really hard. Yeah, I got a couple of new Atlatls made, and some darts. Some of them I just painted up. And this is actually one I've had for a while. I've had a bunch of these for a while, but these here are bigger, heavier darts, stronger. And I keep thinking about that Tennessee. When I come up Tennessee, there's a lot of rock up there, and throwing that tournament up there, I gotta build something that's gonna withstand the hard hits on the rocks whenever I do miss. And I keep thinking about this bamboo. I cut a bunch of this bamboo, got it dried out and got it straightened out, ready to make some darts out of it. And I'm gonna, not that one, this is that one there is actually got bamboo. It's sleeved up to here with this arrow cane, which is that smaller dart material I got. It's got a carbon arrow that goes up into the sleeve, and then it's got a piece of aluminum arrow that slides over the top of the carbon arrow. And then this is a 300 grain fill point for the weight. And what I'm really wanting to do is to sleeve it, let it stick out about that much, take my carbon arrow, slide it up in there, take a aluminum air that's the same length as the carbon air and slide up in there and glue it all in, and that way I should have a pretty robust dart. So if I do hit them rocks up there. What's up, Slingshot Warrior? So what I want to do is I want to build it. I want to build it for hunting, but I also want to build it for them tournaments so that whenever it hits, it's staying all together, because it don't take much to hit one of them big old hard rocks up there in Tennessee to destroy a dart. I was sewing really good last year, and it took in one of my best darts. I hit a rock, and it was flying really good, and I had a bunch of good hits on my target. And then I had to swap to another dart, which was throwing okay, but wasn't throwing as good as that one. So do some more throwing. See the target now, man. Let's move that. Let's go with a light dart. Ooh, I was off target on that. Finally got me a kill. Yeah, them colors are so like coral snake color. That's one of them mess around and find out type colors. See it on my arm, mess around and find out. I got a little bit of work before Tennessee Classic gets here. And I think they're actually going to do a shoot here in Florida here in January. And not January, but February. And February has we have the Silver Springs napping, and they normally have Atlatls and Flint napping and stuff like that over there. So I'll go to that. And Ryan Gill, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Ryan Gill. He's a big primitive weapons maker and hunter. He's taken a lot of hog, and he's actually taken bison. If I think the show is called I Caveman or something like that. Him and Keith and Gina Stiers, I think is their last name. They're from Ramshackle Homes Survival. They were actually on that show where they they dressed in all of hides and everything. They hunted the buffalo, skinned everything out using flint knives and stuff like that. But they killed a buffalo with it, which was pretty cool. And the the fletchings are actually turkey feathers that and one day I'll do a live video on how I make a whole dart and everything. But it's turkey feathers. I have friends that are turkey hunters here, and when turkey season gets here in the spring, I'll come home and there'll be like 4 sets of wings on my porch waiting on me, and they all know that I collect them, so they don't waste it. And then people actually dump them on the side of the road a lot of times. When I see one that's fresh, I'll go ahead and I'll cut the wings off and bring it back and cut the feathers and stuff out. And but you can make them out of, you can make flights out of different things. I have one I'll show you. This flight here is actually made out of thin strips of bamboo, and all it does is actually when you throw it, it uses drag to keep that dart up, and this actually works pretty good. The only thing it don't work real good on is if you got to throw it into a bush, and that thing will be going. I mean, it'll be perfectly lined up, and as that flight goes through, it catches a limb back here, like that there will catch it, and it won't get to the target. But as far as if you're in the open, it throws pretty good. And this is yucca grass that's been tied on, and this one actually works really, really good. And that was good. But I was thinking a lot of times, I watched Naked and Afraid and everything. I'd like to get on one of them shows, and you get out there and dropped off, and some of them places got a lot of bamboo and different things. You can make an Atlatl pretty easily if you had anything to cut with. And if I was going to go on that show, that's going to be my what I bring with me. I can make a fire, and but this is a really good cutting. It's a two-handed cold steel machete. They don't make these no more, and really good tool. If I went on there, because I use this thing almost daily, doing different things, and really good, tough, strong, lasts for a long time. I've actually only had one of them break, and what happened was I live around a lot of salt water, and we took it out on the boat, and that salt water got up in there, and over time that salt just ate into it, and I didn't realize it. So I kind of keep an eye out on this one. I've got 2 in service, which I mean I keep in my truck or my Jeep, and then I got 4 of them in my gun cabinet that ain't even been used or sharpened up yet. So. But if I got on one of those shows, I had that with me, I could pretty much make a Atlatl and Like I was watching one where they had all the material and they had these big what's that lizard called? Nile monitors. I was like, dude, I'd be down there hunting the Nile monitors, and I think they even had some hogs on there. It's like, yeah, uh, they don't they don't put a lot of time into their hunting and stuff. And then the African ones, which they're allowed to bring, they could bring a couple of different things, which most of them brought a bow. And if you bring a bow, you make sure you got a good cut on contact broadhead, and that's what they're using for their knives to skin stuff out. But a good Atlatl will work good too, and you don't lose your darts as easy as you lose your arrows. If you look at my fletchings on here, 2 turkey feathers, and what I do is I shave off the inside of each side, and I do the same thing up there at the top of it, and then I start wrapping my imitation sinew around there, and I get my other one lined up. A lot of times I take a zip tie and a zip tie 'em in there to keep it where I need it, and then I go up, tie that other one on, and I cut my fletchings off. And all this is a weight to keep it from its drag. You can use I use a plastic bag if I wanted to, and there's some people that actually use squirrel tails, like the big the northern fox squirrels that they got. We have fox squirrels down here in Florida, but we're not allowed to kill them across Sherman. Fox squirrels are protected. But like you get up around Michigan, they got them big fox squirrels that got that big old, I mean, their tail's about that long, about that wide. You pull that bone out and probably take 2 of them and wrap it. You sit there and tie it on there, and then you wrap it around, and then you tie it again, and then you start your next one and wrap it up. So it's got a big old fur ball there. So when you throw it, it just works as drag. And a lot of times if you have a dart that ain't flying well, if you pay attention, it's either you got too much weight on the tip, not enough weight on the tip, or not enough drag in the back. So my arm's getting a little tired. I'm in the process of making a bunch of brand new darts. Getting everything weighed out, just like you would on a like you would on a like arrow. You want to get everything fine right and weighed right. If you watch, I ain't throwing hard. I'm aiming up a little bit. Just kind of giving it a nice, easy cast and finishing off nice and easy. There we go. Well, I'm Joe Bishop, Bishop Backwoods Survival, and I got basketball practice. I'm gonna have to go meet the team here at the gym here in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off, and I appreciate everybody stopping by and putting a comment down. And have any questions, ask me on my next video. And I'm gonna try to start doing the live at least once or twice a week, and see where it goes from there. So like I always say, if you ain't practicing skills when it comes time to use them, you won't have it. So get out and practice.